All right, and welcome to episode number 20 of Local to Global TNA Wrestling. We last month realized we could get a television deal with YouTube. Not really television, but internet, and as a result, that has popped us off quite a bit in Mexico, the British Isles. Nowhere past that, though. But now we have a lot more popularity points in areas we have not been seen before, and that'll help us out in the long run. I mean, just getting all of that in, what was that, British Isles, we'll get $10. Right now we're getting 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Once the new merchandise thing comes up, it'll be 60, so that'll definitely be a bonus. Just a little bit more money coming our way. However, it costs a lot of money. Cost a lot. Cost an absolute ton. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back. And we're going to scale back, which means we're not going to have Jeff for a while. Not at the end of the 5 months like we did last time, because we got to make up these 2 losses first. I'll say we probably won't use them again until we get to 10,000 at the earliest, which shouldn't be too far. I mean, if you look at it, if you knock off what this was, we'd have made another $1,100. That would have been easy to do. But I digress. We have a show here in 2 days, so it'll be August 3rd. So I'll go ahead, I'll get that going, I'll get it booked, and I'll meet you when it's over. All right, here we go. The beginning of weekly event number 14. Because we lost the battle, the regional battle, our popularity, our attendance got knocked down 10% because we're seen as the worst of the promotions here, which isn't good. We still got 82, which means if we had the 10% back, we'd have had about 90, 91, somewhere in that vein. That's fine. It's not really. I need that fucking money. We start off with a women's match, Miyuki Fuji versus Alexis Lurie, and Miyuki Fuji wins a 32 segment rating. We then follow that up with a match between Michael Shane and Claudio Castagnoli. It's been a while since we've seen Michael Shane, but he comes in, gets a quick victory, gets a victory over Claudio, and moves on. We then have a AMW promo where apparently Chris Harris's gimmick is getting stale. Essentially talking about, we need to simmer down. We need to get some wins back. We need to get our momentum back, and then we can go back. We need to, we need to take the foot off the gas pedal. And that's exactly what they do by beating up Colt Cabana and Shark Boy in the main event. A 34. Ugh. That's not great. Who are we going to give it this time? I actually don't. We're going to go give it to Miyuki Fuji. We'll go praised for a great performance. And God, who do I even want to give the other one to? What was the second match? I don't even remember what the second match was. It just happened. Michael Shane. Alright, we'll give that to you. Financial report, we lost $400. Alright, here we are at the beginning of weekly event 15 with 88 people in attendance. That's with a 10% deduction. Azumi Hyuga defeated Mika Nishio with a Michinoku Driver 2, whatever that looks like. I just know the Taka Michinoku Driver. I didn't realize it had been modified to have a 2. We have another one of those AMW promos. Need to get hot. Need to keep working at it. They go out there and have a match between Claudio Castagnoli and Ken Anderson, and James Storm beats him with a spinning crucifix toss. I don't recall that being his finisher, although it's been a minute since I've seen old James Storm matches. I just remember, eventually he gets the super kick, and that's just what he has. Chris Harris had the catatonic. That was dope. That was easily one of the best moves ever. And then you have Jason Cross and Cassidy O'Reilly. Jason Cross hasn't been seen in a while. Picks up a victory. Cassidy O'Reilly, even less so. He's rusty now. And that ends the show with a 38. We take that. We'll give this to Jason, who probably, no doubt, had the better match. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give it to We went to Chris Harris. Financial report, we lost $51. Oof. But we did get up to level 18. Or 18 popularity. So that is good. We should not be having the big event. No. Actually, speaking of the big event, that's Slammiversary. Oof. Let me look at availability. Everyone will be available for that. Good. That's what I was worried about, because last time that's not what happened. Now, here's what happened before. Ring of Honor and Chikara have received financial warnings, so they may go out of business depending on whether or not they can get any money. We're still making a profit. We're not doing too hot, though, so hopefully things go a little better. And economy is back up to below average, so that is a sign of good things to come. We're going to go ahead and we're going to skip to the next show, and I will see you again in just a little bit. Before we go too much further, I do want to mention that I have gone through, and just to get some more filler guys, cheap enhancement talent that we can put over, because right now, this is both a blessing and a curse. Right now, all of the guys that we have, for the most part, Chris Harris, James Storm, AJ Styles, Michael Shane, so on and so forth, they're all good talent, but I don't want to keep having them fight each other and gain, like, win-losses, because storyline-wise, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. So now I'm going to throw in a bunch of just enhancement talent for these weekly shows, where they're going to fight guys and they're not going to win. So we got Steven Walters, Joe Doring, who looks like Garrison Cade, Drew Gulak, Gix, which sounds like some weird putty shit. We have Kevin Payne in this really like 240p image. Heath Miller, who I'm definitely sure is Heath Slater. JC Ryder, who has a sick bandana. Casey McKnight, who looks like a young Dr. Death Steve Williams. And Dick Rick, who looks odd. But, so yeah, they're also waiting in the wings. Also, Bull Buchanan is being let go from the WWE, and nothing of value was lost. Alright, here we go. The beginning of weekly event number 16, held in front of 86 people. Gix, one of the new people I just hired, defeated John Moxley with a small package driver? Yeah, that's right. A 28 show rating. He is rusty, probably because he's never been in a match since he's spawned into this save. We then follow that up with a Bobby Roode match, taking on JC Ryder, one of the other new guys I just signed. He gets rabbit clotheslined, 30 segment rating. We then head on to a CM Punk promo where he hypes up his match at the upcoming, I guess technically this would be a pay-per-view. You're not necessarily paying for it, but it is televised. His next big match against Bobby Roode, considering Bobby Roode beat him in that match. At least that's what I remember. I could be wrong. He then comes out and wrestles Drew Gulak. They have no chemistry, but they still put on a good match. And that will end off the show. Ugh. That's a lot of downside. And then we're gonna give, God, who do I want to give this one to? Bobby. Come on down. We lost $17. I'm fine with that. I'm not. Hi, Super Callow. It's nice to see you. Oh, Ken Shamrock versus Rob Van Dam. Ken Shamrock is also staying. How much money? Oh, I wanted to see how much money he was going to get from WCW. Imagine what the hell WCW is doing with him. My lord. All right, we're sitting at a $452 profit, and Slammiversary is in 3 days, so get ready for a big loss in money. But I will see you on the day of, and if anything else pops up. Alright, and we're back here for Slammiversary 2005, being held in front of 151 people. I think that is our new record for the company. Here we have Alpha coming out, one of the few times he's going to be ever on air, on screen. He comes out and says that, yeah, tonight the main event was going to be AJ Styles versus Ron Killings, in a NWA TNA World Heavyweight Championship title match, which means both titles will be on the line in one match. However, Office coming out here to say that can't happen. The NWA is very strict on that. While we've been able to do it a couple times, that's because they didn't know about it. Now that they do know about it, they're saying no, it has to be defended in two separate matches. One for the NWA, one for the TNA. Styles comes out and protests, and Alpha gets kind of annoyed and says, all right, you're going to have the NWA World Heavyweight title match right now. So down comes Ron the Truth Killings. And Ron the Truth Killings defeats AJ Styles with a 450 splash and wins the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Not boding well for AJ, considering later the main event is also AJ versus Ron Killings. We then go on to the six-man women's ladder match for the NWA World Women's title. That sees Miyuki Fuji retrieving the item and becoming the new NWA World Women's Champion, dethroning Jazz, who has held the title for 609 days. How many times has she defended the title? Twice. Not very eventful. We then move on to the X Division promo where Punk comes out, runs down Bobby Roode, calling him a stooge. Roode comes out, tries to defend himself. Punk just overshadows him a little bit. He came off underwhelming. They then go to their match, at which point Bobby Roode wins the X Division Championship with AMW both running in during the match. James Storm cracks the beer bottle over CM Punk's head, which leads to a fisherman suplex by Bobby Roode to win the X Division Championship. Speaking of AMW, they're celebrating in the ring with Bobby Roode, and then out come the Haas brothers for their match here. Roode has to quickly bail out, or he's forced to bail out, and he tries to do something on the entranceway, but Punk jumps him on the entranceway, tries to get back in, and gets prevented by security, and then go the Haas brothers for their tag team title match. AMW defeats the Haas brothers after AMW hit Charlie Haas with a death sentence. They have defended the TNA Tag Team Championships with a 42 segment rating. We then head on to the penultimate segment of the show, where we have AJ Styles, who's struggling. He just came off a loss at the start of the show. Following that, Ron Truth Killings comes out. He's higher than a kite. He is the second or third ever Black NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And he's going to try and take the other title off of Styles here too. And that one gets a 40. AJ Styles defends the TNA World Heavyweight Championship and ends the night on a high note for himself. But he did lose one of the two titles that he had. All right, we're giving that to CM Punk and AJ. No Cena on this show. Oof. Yep, that's about what I expected. Popularity, nothing. Oh boy, that did not go well. That was not good. Congratulations, Hirose Hase. Do we actually do better? We did. We got about, 40 some more people? That's not bad. Yeah, that's not great. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the final, or is that the final show? There might be one more. Does this month go to a 31? Because if it does, we'll have one more show. If not, then we're going to have two more shows. So let's get those booked and out of the way. So I'll see you here in just a second. All right, and here we pick up weekly event number 17, held in front of 90 people. That's still with the 10% reduction, so we'd be pushing 100. Bobby Roode defeats Gix with a Northern Lariat, the Rabbit Clothesline, a 30 segment rating. We then move on to the next segment where we see Jon Moxley just cutting a good promo, putting himself over, and then he goes off and has a match with Ken Anderson, and he loses with a 32 segment rating. We then move on to the penultimate segment where Russ Haas Again, putting himself and his brother over. His brother isn't here tonight because he got hurt, or he's not cleared to wrestle after competing at Slammiversary, but he is here tonight to wrestle against Drew Gulak. And they have a pretty decent match at 45, and Russ wins with the House of Pain, a 40 segment rating. We'll give that to Bobby, and we'll also give that to Russ. It's important we keep people happy. Financial report, we lost $83. I can kind of live with that, not really. Oh, BG James had a heated argument with Arn Anderson. Well, I know who's winning that fight, 100%. We will actually have the most revenue for ticket sales and merchandise here at the next show, because there's only one show left, of course. Alright, and here on the final show of the month, in front of 86 people, weekly event number 18, Azumi Hyuga defeated Miyuki Fuji with the Michinoku driver and wins the NWA World Women's title in the opener, getting a segment rating of 31. We then follow that up with a Bobby Roode promo, and that's a pretty damn good Bobby Roode promo. Putting himself over, he then goes out and has a match against Joe Doring. Danny Doring. Yeah, Doring. There we go. I'm assuming it's the same thing as like Danny Doring. Or Doring? I don't know. It's probably not Doring, but I digress. We then have a Haas Brothers promo, getting themselves, like essentially talking to each other like, all right, we're ready to go. Yep. All right, cool. We go out, we have the match. A 38 taking on the Naturals and winning, increased our popularity in one spot. We're going to give that one to Bobby. We'll give that one to Russ, just to get some actual stuff there. We lose $228, and we gain nothing else. Hi, Lenny. How are you doing? And then that takes us to the end of the month, which, bam, let's see what we got. We finished the last. I don't know how, but we did. That does not fill me with confidence. And we're hemorrhaging money again because I'm using too much. We only did the one show that time. The one televised show, anyway. At least I think we only did the one. New record on ticket sales. New record on the sponsorship, which is $3,600 right now. New record on merchandise, $1,800. That pretty much paid for the marketing and the merchandise. The ticket sales paid for the workers and the production, but it was just the sheer amount of show costs. So what we're going to do for the next month, which is Destination X. Oh, well, I can't just say have no televised show there, but we're going to have to do things a little smarter. I'm going to have to do things smarter. So for now, I'm going to call that an episode. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all again next time.